Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving into something that is honestly a total game changer for anyone managing a commercial fleet. We're going to break down how incredibly simple behavioral changes can dramatically cut your massive fuel expenses. And the best part? You don't need expensive new technology or hybrid vehicles to do it. It's all about optimizing the human element behind the wheel. So let's jump right in and uncover where this hidden money is sitting.
Think about the open road for a second. It's the absolute backbone of modern logistics, right? A symbol of commerce, moving goods from point A to point B. The open road is exactly where your fleet makes its money. But, as we're going to explore today, it is also a massive, often ignored financial drain on your daily operations. Because every single time that engine is running, money is burning. And exactly how that truck is driven dictates just how fast that cash disappears.
Which brings us to a pretty massive question. What if your biggest operating expense was actually entirely within your control? We kind of just assume fuel is a fixed cost of doing business, right? You sigh at the pump, you pay the bill, and you move on. But the data tells a completely different story. Fuel consumption isn't just about the miles you travel, it's about how those miles are traveled.
All right, to unlock these savings, here's our roadmap for today. First, we'll cover the hidden cost of fuel. Second, why driver behavior matters so much. Third, the math behind the eco-driving solution. Fourth, the essential daily habits to actually implement. And finally, tracking fuel for success.
Let's start with Section 1, the hidden cost of fuel. This is the silent budget killer.
Get this, fuel eats up a staggering 20 to 40% of total operating costs for many fleets. 20 to 40%. Think about that for a second. For organizations running 100 vehicles or more, we are literally talking about millions of dollars spent annually on fuel alone. But despite taking up nearly half the operating budget in some cases, fuel efficiency is just continuously overlooked as a strategic way to cut costs. It's wild. For a lot of companies, the money wasted on fuel is basically equivalent to buying several brand new vehicles every single year.
Moving on to Section 2, why driver behavior matters. This is where we see the direct impact on those massive overhead numbers.
We have all this amazing advanced engine tech today, but the driver still holds the real power. The Department of Energy found that aggressive driving, meaning rapid acceleration and slamming on the brakes, can tank your fuel economy by up to 30% on the highway, and in the city, a whopping 40% loss. 40%! When you floor it, the engine just dumps excess fuel into the system. Then you hit the brakes and literally waste all the energy you just used to accelerate. It's like you're paying extra to wear out your brake pads while burning extra diesel at the exact same time.
All right, Section 3, the eco-driving solution. Let's talk about the actual financial rewards here. Let's break down the math, because this is where it gets really fun. Imagine a fleet of 50 vehicles. If you're spending about $3,000 a month per vehicle, your baseline fuel cost is $150,000 a month. Now, what if we introduce eco-driving practices and just improve fuel consumption by a modest 10%? Suddenly, you're saving $15,000 a month. That translates to an unbelievable $180,000 saved per year. And the crazy part? This requires zero new infrastructure, no electric trucks, no expensive aerodynamic fairings, just optimizing how the current vehicles are driven. That is pure profit, added straight back to the bottom line.
So, Section 4, Essential Daily Driving Habits. How do we actually capture these savings on the road? Well, it actually starts before the key even turns. There are 3 crucial pre-drive steps. Step 1, check those tires. Low tire pressure dramatically increases rolling resistance, meaning the engine has to work overtime just to push the truck forward. Step 2, ditch the unnecessary load. Physics 101, right? Heavier vehicles need more energy to accelerate. If you're hauling around dead weight, you are paying for it at the pump. And step 3, plan the route. Just avoiding avoidable congestion, detours, and that dreaded stop-and-go traffic allows the engine to run in its most efficient sweet spot.
Then, once the rubber actually meets the road, 5 core habits take over. First, accelerate smoothly, no harsh starts. Second, anticipate traffic. Look ahead and read the road early so you're not constantly hitting the brakes. Third, maintain a steady speed to use the vehicle's natural momentum. Fourth, cut the idling. If you don't absolutely need the engine running, shut it down. And fifth, use the right gear to keep the engine RPMs reasonable. Master these, and you don't just save on fuel, you're getting less wear and tear, better safety, and lower emissions. It's a complete win-win across the board.
Let's bring it home with Section 5, Tracking Fuel for Success, because you really can't improve what you don't measure.
Using a standard tracking log is a total game changer here.
You want drivers documenting the date, vehicle ID, starting and ending odometers, the fuel added, and, this is critical, any idling observed. When you actually require drivers to log this data, you take all this invisible, ignored waste and turn it into real, actionable metrics. It totally shifts the culture from passive consumption to active management. Suddenly, fleet managers can spot exactly which vehicles are burning the most fuel and step in with targeted training.
So, if you take one ultimate lesson away from this explainer today, it should be this. Small, daily habits create real fuel savings over time. Cutting out a 5-minute idle or accelerating a bit smoother might seem totally insignificant on a single 10-mile trip, but repeat that hundreds of times a day across dozens of vehicles? That scales into an absolute financial victory by the end of the year. It's basically the compound interest of fleet management. Which leaves us with one final, really exciting question to chew on as you think about rolling this out to your team. What could your fleet operations achieve with an extra $180,000 this year? Would you expand the team, upgrade your facilities, or just enjoy a vastly healthier profit margin? The power to do that is quite literally sitting right there in the driver's seat. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and here's to unlocking those hidden savings in your own operations.